Yo, what is going on, man? We back with another video, man. This right here is proof characters suck as villains. All right. So I wonder who they're gonna have in this video. What characters actually do suck as a villain. So we about to see, man. But hey, I gotta give an announcement to JB because, man, shout out to you, man. That is a subscriber, a member as well to the channel, man. You are wonderful, man. We will be getting to his video next, all right? We got some beautiful ladies. We got Splatman in the building. Hey, go ahead, introduce yourself. Let them know where they can find you at.
Y'all, it's Bernice. Y'all can find me on all platforms under Bernicethebody.
Coldkissess. You can find me on all platforms. I'm a digital artist. Get with me.
What's up, y'all? I'm Kiara, also known as Kiara XOX and Koski XOX. You can find me on TikTok, and I stream on Twitch Wednesdays and Fridays.
What it do? It's your boy Splatman. You can find me on all platforms, Splatman Reacts, and I think on everything else you can find it on Instagram with you got Splatman Music, and another thing around that. Find me anywhere.
Hi guys, I'm Tyra. You can find me on TikTok at tyramitch53 and on Instagram at tyramitch.
Remember, you must be part of the membership if you want a reaction request, okay?
Now we gotta be honest with ourselves. Sometimes some things are just not for you. You are just not built for it. Your purpose and energy can really be put into something else. Something more positive. Sometimes you're just not the demon you think you are. And for these characters, the signs were a little bit too obvious.
Oh my god. The fact that you were a villain and you became a hero is crazy.
So first off, we got Harry Osborn. So the first point I want to make is his op just washes him too badly. Even if you're not stronger than him, like Joker versus Batman, you're not gonna say Batman just washes Joker. He has other means of getting to him, and it be working. Booming hospitals, taking his sidekick and repeatedly hitting him with a crowbar, and just murking people in general. But as for Harry, nah. Any type of encounter, he will get shit on. Look here. So in Spider-Man 3, in his first run of trying to be a villain, he's gonna go straight for Peter. On the same day he decides to marry MJ. Just look at how happy he is riding on his bike, and then Harry comes from behind and scoops him up. And he starts immediately giving bro hands. I gotta give him slight credit too, because he did say on his IG story that if he sees Peter, it's on sight. And hey bruh, this does line up, cause he was really in the middle of the street, no suit neither. And like I said, Harry was giving hands until he dropped the ring, and that's when it all went south. Peter locked in.
That ring had to be a lot of money
and
too.
cranks up the offense, webbing Harry in the face, elbows him, and then sweeps the leg to pick him up, spin him around, and throw him off. That's sign number one. That ain't for you. He just made quick work of you. So Peter's gonna try to escape through the alleyway, and Harry decides to follow him and say, "I'm still here, Peter!" And that gotta be one of his worst decisions, because he's going to throw all the explosives, and Peter makes quick work of them, webbing some of them, and then he's gonna take the very last one of them with the web, drag it back, and toss it at the grenade closest to Harry, causing this massive explosion, covering his vision. And while all that happens, he was able to set up this Tom and Jerry ass trap. So he looks up, and
Tom
then
and
this
Jerry. Oh, dang.
Oh,
I remember
Be
that.
honest, pack it the fuck up. And bro, Peter has me crying. He's gonna go down there and scream his name like he couldn't have stopped some part of that fall. Dude fell for 8 business days. Man's put in more work to get his ring back. Just look at how he was moving 2 minutes ago. He was willing to let Harry fall to his death and everything. But anyways, the fall was so bad that he conveniently forgets every reason why he was mad at Peter. Until later in the movie where he eventually doesn't. And this brings me to point number 2. That rage baiting shit when he tries to be like Joker or Reverse Flash, it just instantly backfires. If you're gonna rage bait and you're Harry Osborn, you gotta know what to take, cause he will pull up on you and you got to be ready. Think of a dude like Frieza. He was able to go out there and rage bait the whole Saiyan race cause he knows they're not gonna do shit. It was so safe and plenty. But let's look at when Harry Osborn tries to do it. So we're gonna fast forward to the part where he gets all his memory back. And the crazy part is, him forgetting everything had him moving as an even better villain over there. moving like the average work husband. His ass was out there doing the twist with her, spinning her around and shit, and even got himself a whole smooch. She instantly regretted it and stormed out, and he didn't actually get his memory back until he took a sip of that. Had his ass tweaking. Mans looked in the mirror and saw his father, who's supposed to be dead as hell, talking about something. It must be done. And that's when he decides to go right to her apartment, and he threatens MJ, forcing her to break up with Spider-Man the next day. She calls up Peter and tells him to meet him at the bridge to carry this out. And this plan was executed perfectly.
Oh, man.
She tells him it's over, and this dude tried to change her mind by bringing out the ring. But the threat was too strong, it wasn't enough. She ran away. And this man Harry is gonna be back there talking about some bravo. That is beautiful execution right there. But this is where he bit off more than he could chew. Cause he had him. This man felt betrayed. But then he wanted to take it a step too far. Cause Harry's gonna invite Peter over for coffee just to tell him he's the other guy. Bro, what you are? What are you doing? No way you thought you could be out there talking to Big P like that. Mans is gonna storm out, turn back around. This man's gonna hit him with a smile and a wink. Then the car passes by and he disappears. You know his ass is hiding under the table. This man back here is looking right at him. In his head thinking, you're weird. But yeah, like I said, if you're gonna do shit like that, you better be ready for the repercussions. That man had Peter heated. If his landlord pulled up talking about some, where my rent? In this moment, he might have actually died. Look at this man's hands clasped together. That is the only thing stopping him from not leveling this whole building right now. But he decides to direct his anger at the man himself. Cause later on in that day, he decides to give him a little visit. Harry's gonna pour up, and behind him we see Peter Parker just standing, menacing. And Harry truly doesn't know who he's dealing with, because he's gonna walk up and Peter's gonna say,
what did you do to her?
Oh, in the black suit.
I did what you failed to do. I was there for her.
This is
why you lying like that?
He has a good base. He knows how to get someone riled up. He could even get himself an instigating badge. But the issue still stands though. He's pointing the gun directly at himself. And he's not even finished. Cause he's then gonna proceed to say,
she doesn't know what you are. Peter, she knows me very well.
Oh,
when she kissed me, it was just like she used to kiss me.
Bro, with a big right
This is Peter right here trying to non-verbally warn you to watch your words when he didn't get the message. Cause he says this.
He's ready.
What?
To this day, there's never been a more disrespectful line than the next man telling you the taste of your girl's lips. Look at Peter's eyes right now. There is nothing else to do but to catch these hands. He's gonna follow up with the left of pure hate. And all the OGs know this is the original. 1A!
You took too long, bro. You took too long.
Giving bro straight rights, pinning him to the wall. And bro's first attempt of fighting back wasn't even with this. Bro upped the knife instantly. Yeah, he gotta be from the UK. You get into an altercation with him, bro might bring out Excalibur. He stops himself from getting completely stabbed. And you know a shitty knife like this would probably run you $50 in Valorant. Evil ag game. He equips the knife, and this man here really isn't playing fair. Cause he ups the arm blades, tries to slice him, but he kicks him in the face and kicks him back into his wall. And Peter tries to full court press, running back in, but as you can see, Harry was not going for it. So he has to dodge 2 attacks, and Harry connects this punch, causing him to look at us, and then he catches the blade. But Harry's like, nah, fuck that. Punches him into the wall, tries stabbing him, but his arm gets stuck. Peter's gonna come up from under, make him de-equip the blade, and look at this man's face before he absolutely rocks him. Harry catches the back fist, then kicks him away, causing him to slide on the table and fall on the floor. And then Harry's gonna hit him with this lame-ass line, talking about some, how'd you like that, Spidey? Mind you, he wasn't doing that good to be saying words. Peter's gonna get up and Harry punches him. And Peter just like, oh nah, catches the next punch and kicks him out the door, causing glass to break and him to tumble. And the fall was so bad it had his ass talking like Dustin.
Protected you in high school, now I'm gonna kick your little ass.
Bro, you the one that's on the floor,
reverse
bro.
rage baited is crazy because he's gonna run in, get put in a headlock, and get thrown to the glass. And just look at the rage behind this man's fist. Harry's gonna weave, look. Got Peter mad as shit, he had to hit him with a back fist. Peter's gonna grab him, throw him to the bottom of the top floor, and he hits his head and falls down. Got Harry on the floor ready to cry, on the verge of tears. But Harry had to make sure that he couldn't be seen like that though, so he just tries to overly make himself look vicious. Peter should have hit bro with this again. Cause what are you actually doing? You are not the Green Goblin, give it up. He charges at Peter, but Peter's gonna tackle him and push him through this window. And it happens to be the location of the secret lair. I'm crying. That shit was in the living room. Green Goblin couldn't have put that shit anywhere else. He runs for the sword, and Peter weaves twice, slashes the laptop, which activates his own board, to which Peter is gonna jump over the sword and push bro up, just so he could get hit. And look at his face. It screams nothing but pure horror as he gets wonked in the head and sent into the maze. And at this point, Peter's the villain, bro, because he's gonna tell him how his father never loved him for real, clearly getting him visibly upset. And then he's gonna say this
trying to get into his head.
Look at little Goblin Jr. I'm gonna cry.
Mind you, he's saying all this with literal tears welling up in his eyes, literally looking like this. Harry gets up with rage and gets smacked back down. And this man just couldn't lie there and take his L. He just had to do this. Peter's gonna turn his back, and Harry's gonna pick up a grenade, try throwing it at him, but he takes it, throws it right back to him, and lets that shit bang. Yeah, nah, bro. After seeing all that, you were just not meant for this life.
Like James
Look
Bond
at where it got you.
right there.
Look at your face right now. And he got the nerve to be mad. He set this up by constantly rage baiting him. That was you. You had to go over there and tell him you were the guy. Then even when he pulls up to your house, you hitting him with lines like,
I was there for her.
And saying this.
How'd you like that, Spidey?
You basically just begging him to put under. And now let's look at Harry as a hero. It was just simply a way better use of his skills. When Peter was getting webbed by the neck and repeatedly hammered, it was looking like it was over. The crowd was losing hope, and I don't really know why they're even there for real. If I see an 80-foot tall sand monster and Venom, I'm not staying around to see if Spider-Man gonna win or not. I'm not trying to be collateral. As the crowd is about to accept reality that Hawkeye's gonna be their next hero, out of nowhere comes a nade, putting a hole in Sandman's head, and he swoops in and sends Venom flying. Look at the sauce on this kid. It sends him flying back, crashing into rubble, and laid out on his back. I haven't seen an entrance boost this good since Piccolo. The dude he pulls up on can be 80 times stronger than him, but it wouldn't matter because he would always come in with the sauce. This entrance alone returned his lost aura, but he wasn't done there because look at this beautiful chemistry that was displayed between these two. Venom is gonna lunge and Sandman's gonna go in for a grab. So he says, give me your hand, grabbing him, kicking Sandman's hand, and he's gonna double kick Venom straight up. Marvelous execution.
Say that again?
And it leaves Harry to 1v1 Sandman, and he was giving him belt, using the fire from his board to turn his arm into glass, and then he smashes it into pieces. He's gonna send missiles to finish it off, and you know the script writers were in there like, hey, fuck it. Cause 2 missiles to make this man stand there and completely disassemble shouldn't be enough. But hey, Sandman down, I guess. But yeah, that's 5 minutes of being a hero, and he was able to beat a major villain. And we cannot forget, in the last minutes, he displays his true hero tendencies. As when Peter Parker's about to get stabbed, Harry's gonna jump in, saving his life. Shit was so selfless, he couldn't believe he did that shit either. Yeah, bro, this is where you're meant to be. Congratulations. Here's your free ticket to that Michael Jackson concert. But nah, for real, 5 minutes to get your order back.
That's crazy.
Sandman did a valiant sacrifice as compared to your shitty villain career, where all you did was rage bait and get your ass kicked. This is really where your line of work should have been. But anyways, next. So here we got Sasuke Uchiha. For a dude who keeps on emphasizing on how he wants to be alone and shit, he would have genuinely be dead already. Like, these ninja that he wants to travel around the world and pick fights with just do not play like that. The third Raikage was willing to sacrifice his whole arm and then his whole body just to see this man gone. Like, that's the literal embodiment of, I hate you, nigga, let's die. And this man's a whole Raikage. Doing this for the shittiest Akatsuki member is crazy. But I'm getting too far ahead. Let me go back to Killer B, because despite Sasuke attacking this man with his squad, there was 2 times this man would have met his clan.
Freestyling goat.
So after whooping everyone else's ass, Sasuke had to come in and 1v1, but he was no match. Killer B whips out the 7 sword style and cooked him so bad that it put so many holes in him. Came out that fight looking like SpongeBob. If it weren't for Karen, he would literally be gone. But then after that, he gets outplayed again. Because later on in the fight, he tries hitting Killer B with the Genjutsu, but he pretends to sleep on the floor, and he gives bro a leg, which completely opens a hole in his chest, and he has to get caught by Jugo. Now my question is, how the hell is this man breathing right now? Now in the anime, you see a black hole in his chest. And this is really just to censor it all, because in the manga, this is what this shit looks like, which makes you question even more how he didn't just instantly die. Like, look at him on the floor just breathing regular oxygen. You should be gargling up blood and suffocating and just dying. Like, I don't know what else to say. He should be instantly gone after this. But again, he was saved. So that's 2 times he would have been gone. But now, let's go back to the Kage-sama. Like I said, the Raikage is straight up crazy. He literally gets his arm caught in infinite flames and goes back in for another attack just to end one man's life. who at this point in the story is not worth losing a whole Kage over. If he followed through, they both would have been off the earth. And Gaara knew that, cause he stops the whole exchange and starts trying to talk Sasuke down, trying the Naruto method of talk no jutsu, but he fucked up, talking about we have the same eyes. We both viewed the world with hatred. Even though he obviously didn't mean it in a literal sense, the last thing you want to do is tell a Uchiha with the Mangekyo that you got the same eyes.
I beg your pardon?
Bro, they are not trying to hear that shit, so it obviously doesn't work. He's gonna be able to escape and then pull up to the rest of the Kage and Danzo's bitch ass. But Sasuke was the first to get attacked, and Danzo was able to dip out, leading us to another time he would have died. Mai and Chojuro are gonna fight him, and with ease, he's gonna get sent into the hallway, and then Mai is gonna seal the walls with lava trapping them both inside. She's going to use a vapor style technique to cause corrosive mist to spread throughout this room. Shit was so strong that it was causing his Susanoo to melt. And Sasuke tries to fight back, but he done spammed his eye ability too much. So the next time he tried attacking, he was looking like Itachi Jr., falling to his knees and coughing and shit. This shit was actually over. Look at this man's arm. He was in that bitch disintegrating. But guess what? To no one's surprise, he was able to survive. Because Zetsu's gonna come in and he gets bailed out again. He was able to steal their chakra and then goes back and transfers it over to Sasuke, restoring all his chakra and allowing him to get out of there. And now, time for his third bailout on the same day. Inoki's gonna be like, alright, it's time for me to step in. Gets out of Zetsu's hold, and literally all he does is levitate right in front of him, hits him with this Gramps ass line,
"Get ready to be schooled,"
and busts out one move, hits him with the particle atomic dismantle, and he really should just be gone after this. Like, there was actually nothing he could do, but Toby is gonna come in and save his life, and that right there is a total of 5 times he would have died. But let me go on to point number 2. He still ended up moving like a hero for real. Like, if we're being honest, he's really not good at being bad. Look at what he was out there doing for the most part. For a good portion of Shippuden, he was hunting down Itachi, who at the end of the day did terrible things, that evil piece of shit. And no, I'm not trying to hear from Itachi's lawyers today. Save it. It's 2026, so we are no longer glazing Danzo's greatest soldier. But let me get back on track. For his evil tenure, he really wasn't that bad. For starters, he tried to eliminate one of the Leaf's greatest threats, Orochimaru. And even though he didn't actually end up getting rid of him, after this exchange, he just stopped being a threat for real. So we'll take that as a win. And while he was learning under Orochimaru, he refused to murk people. Look at this scene right here. I know it looks like bad PR, but he ends up saying this.
"You defeated them all without one fatal blow. You are still naive."
And then Sasuke tells Orochimaru to shut his bitch ass up, then turns around the ore farm. I've never seen some shit like this. But moving on from that, he went out and survived the fight against Tyra. Made that man Tyra blow himself up and narrowly escaped. Now, it's not all good, because yes, he did join the Akatsuki, but was he really helping for real? From what I remember, he was really a net negative, straight DeAndre Ayton. Mans gets sent on a mission to get me, and he didn't even succeed. Not to mention, by this time, he took out 2 Akatsuki members, Tyra and Itachi. Him being so shitty as a villain made it the worst signing ever. Dudes heard Sasuke joining the Akatsuki and said, ooh, shit like signing Bradley Beal to your super team. Yeah, bro, you would not move. Like, he was really in that bitch trolling. I still remember when Ping got ogged in the news spread that Naruto was responsible, and he was in there smirking like this. Look at this, that's my boy ass grin. Yeah, you not serious. But moving on from that, we gotta mention one of his greatest takedowns, the elimination of Danzo. Now, if you know anything about Danzo, you knew he had to go. This man was single-handedly holding the leaf back. From ordering a clan wipe, to trying to end the third, to trying to use a genjutsu at the Kage summit, to leaking that Naruto the knife, causing him to get bullied. The list is endless, but Sasuke handled that. Went out there and took him down too. This shit alone already put Sasuke ahead of Itachi for who did more for the leaf, if we being real.
He was running like
ready for that
on the death battle.
And his heroic acts don't stop there, because we're gonna move on to the 4th Great Ninja War and talk about his contribution there. So starting off, him and Itachi, who's trying to boost his PR, team up and take down Kabuto.
Oh, got his ass.
Which was nothing but critical for winning the war. He was the caster of the Edo Tensei. They take him out, and 99% of the army goes with him. Then, when he found out it wasn't enough, he pulled up to the war, helped with Madara, and he also helped take down the final boss, Kaguya. And shit, what can I say to that? And for my final example, the Final Valley. While he did try to off Naruto, we gotta be honest, what type of real ass fan would tie with their op and deadass just drop the whole plan? Megatron not doing that, but Sasuke, he real life switched up, became a good person, turned a new leaf. And honestly, it was for the better. Because as a hero, the drip instantly improved. Man stopped putting all that energy into being a villain and started putting shit on. He out there looking like Piccolo. Even going as far as to rocking the turban. Like, look at the full fit. You not convincing me this not clean. You put on the poncho and now all you want to do is just stare at things. But on top of the drip, he literally just started moving like Batman after the war. Out there traveling, just doing straight solo missions. And came back to the village when they needed help the most. Look at this scene right here. A meteor's gonna come soaring down to the leaf. And Kakashi's just staring up like, yep, it's GG. But Sasuke's gonna pull up with the Chidori and he decimates him. And after that, he's gonna tell Kakashi that if Naruto isn't there, he's gonna be the one to save the village. And then dips out. Tell me that's not tough. And when Naruto needs a duo, he comes in and they fuck shit up like this. It's for real the best place for him. This is just where he belongs. But anyways, let's move on.
This bum.
It's bum.
No, I know back in the Blue Arc when Vegeta was 39 was fighting kids, he was out there talking about some, I just didn't care anymore. I want to be evil. That shit really had me taken aback. Because why would you want to go back to that? What has that shit really gained you? You were a whole ass bitch, if we're being honest. Not only did Frieza boom your planet, he had you sitting there taking his orders to capture and sell planets. And based off the power level you had, when you pulled up to Earth, you were buns. If we're being honest. Like, this man was 30 years old and all he could show for it was being the same power level as Queen. Multiple decades of villainry just for that? Come on, bro. But let's really go back to see what you actually did. So, not only did you pull up with Nappa and had Nappa do a 1v6, in this run, he was able to get 3 Z fighters killed. And we already know what happened to Yamcha's weak ass. Died to a Cyberman. Goku comes in, makes quick work of Nappa, and tosses him right to him. And tell me, what type of IQ are you running around with to go and take the hand of your day one, toss him up in the air, just to go on to charge up, fire a beam at him, and boom him. Talking about something, yeah, I don't need him anyways. Just to end up losing. He had it in the bag until Yajirobe came in and cut his tail off. He had no one to watch his back. And then you want to hop on Twitter talking about some, no, they really jumped my ass, and fly home. And if it weren't for Goku, he would be buried right on Earth. Krillin was ready to send him to hell, but Goku wanted to fight him again, so they let him live. No. So not only are you a bitch, you're not even a good one. You out here failing easy ass missions, and then on Namek,
stop doing Vegeta like this,
blasting innocent civilians. This cannot be the glory days you was blazing. Going out there and fighting dudes who can't fight back for a man who blew up your planet. Don't piss me off. And now if you look at Vegeta, the second he switched sides, his life just gets so much better. And if you really just ignore every time he loses, because he'd be losing as a villain or a hero anyways, within a couple of years of being a good guy, he gets himself a billionaire wife, stole that shit from Yamcha, and most importantly, at the age of like 33 or however old he was, my son gets Super Saiyan, his dream. There ain't no day in Frieza's shitty army where he could ever be this happy. Look at him, he having the time of his life. And he was out there fighting real comp. At one point, he was putting belts to sell. Could have put him to rest if he wanted to. Then going all the way to Daima, he gets Super Saiyan 3 and starts putting belts to Goma. And against Frieza, this man was able to put bro on all fours. Son is not getting this far as a villain. Frieza was so mad that he had to boom the whole planet before he lost. So not only are you getting significantly stronger every arc, you tacking on new transformations, and you eventually get to hang with Beerus and Whis. And you cooking up now. That's all you probably really needed. Frieza wasn't teaching you shit. He said it himself. He never trained before that. Like his problem could have really just been shit mentors. When you fought Goku, he learned under Roshi and Kenkai. They got him right. He was in there putting in pain. But yeah, honestly, hanging up for good this time. No need to be a villain. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for 700.
There we go, for real. You know what I'm saying? What part did y'all like the best on here?
I think honestly, I think the funniest was Harry's. I think Harry's.
Yeah.
I like Sasuke.
Hey, for real, you should have thrown more clips of Vegeta getting beat up in this. It just would have been funny. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Vegeta would have died if Goku didn't tell Krillin, yo, if this is what Grandpa Gohan wanted? Is this what he wanted? Us to kill people? He told us not to kill people. That's not the way.
But hey, I'm gonna need y'all to do me one thing before y'all leave, man. You gotta follow everyone that's on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus we did 2 videos, man. We did 2 videos, bro. So I need y'all to follow everyone that's on here, man. so we could get them back. You know what I'm saying? So we could get them back on here, because if not, they just probably ain't gonna bother to come back if you don't follow them, man. So y'all have to follow them right now, man. Everybody that's on here, bro, we're gonna leave their Instagram up. Y'all go follow them, man. Thank y'all so much for joining. Make sure you hit the membership if you got a reaction request, man. Love you guys, man. We out. Peace. All right, thank